Hello and welcome to our new moon session in Taurus, May 2024. I am so happy you're here with us. And today I'm joined by a lovely little group again. And yeah, we are going to be exploring a few things. And I really look forward to this. So, ladies, how are you doing? Everything okay? How are you feeling with the new moon energy coming up? Anything?
Um, hmm. I overslept the last 2 days. Is that it?
Gosh, and here I've been up at like 4:45 and
Hmm.
not going to bed until 1 or 2. I don't sleep well.
I
I
can
just don't.
actually relate to that because at the moment I woke up the last 2, 3 days around 5 o'clock. Don't usually. Yeah.
Yeah.
But in a way that I could actually get up at that time.
Oh, I get up at that time. Oh, yeah.
No, I definitely do not.
I usually am up by 6-ish. My husband was up at 4:30. The dog, it depends on dog wants to wake him up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, wants to wake him up. So just really haven't been able to, I sometimes don't sleep well anyway, so I'm kind of used to it. And I always feel rested though. So, and she's got beautiful green. She's going with my theme today.
Yeah. Lovely top
I'm
there.
not in green though. I should be in green,
You
shouldn't
should
I?
be in green, yeah. But neither am I. Neither is mine. Yeah. Ah, Taurus season in full swing now.
Taurus new moon, Taurus sun, wow.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely went and bought some of my flowers. So definitely am really getting into that mood to start planting. Lots of beautiful things around here, budding and yeah,
Yeah.
perennials are just coming up just beautifully. So yeah. So
As
what is this new moon called for you?
for me, oh,
Do you have a name?
right now, no, I don't actually.
I'll have to think about it too.
Yeah.
The hummingbirds, I saw one hummingbird so far. The Orioles have started coming to eat their grape jelly. I've only seen one hummingbird back, so nice to see them.
That would be a nice name for the moon.
The hummingbird moon. I have to think on it. I have to think on it. Hmm.
No, there's nothing for me personally, nothing really emerged over the past 2 weeks. So no, the weather keeps going either way. Warm, cold, warm,
Yeah.
cold. Yeah.
So I feel a little more motivated, a little more connected to the season. I definitely feel that.
Mm-hmm.
Been kind of getting rid of clutter, doing some
Oh,
things
yeah.
like that.
Same here.
Yeah, so that
Yeah.
was, I was so yeah, I cleaned out a whole closet. I got rid of all kinds of things. I was kind of forced into it. I had to pull a massage table out of a closet. In order to do that, I had to remove a lot of things. So I said, oh, okay. So here we go. And I got out into the community and it was wonderful. Oh my goodness, it was just wonderful. So yeah, things are kind of, I'm definitely coming out of that feeling of wanting to be so closed in. Definitely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, anything else you would like to share before we do a little settling down? Or maybe after. Maybe after. Just, yeah, okay. I'll just grab my tea because it's on the wrong table. And you was missing something. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so settle into your seat. Let's do a little grounding. Let's do a little meditation and see where it takes us. Okay. Make yourself comfortable. Feel your body in your seat. And feel your breath moving through you. Just watch it. Observe it. How does it feel? Is it flowing easily or not? Maybe you would like to shift your shoulders a little, release a little tension of the day. And if you feel cold, close your eyes and really observe how your breath is feeling now. And if you feel your body needs to shift a little bit more, then do so. And slowly take in deeper breaths if that is possible. And feel the air traveling through your throat, down into your chest, and maybe even down into your belly space. Just notice how far it can go, how far it wants to go today. And with every breath you take, you feel more and more relaxed, calmer. Start witnessing stillness within you. Feel your feet on the ground now. Feel the connection to the earth through the foundations of your building. Feel the connection again and again. Feel it go even further down into the earth. And feel the energy of the earth come up through the soles of your feet, supporting you, grounding you, all the way up your legs, and mingling in your pelvic space. Activating your root chakra at the bottom of your spine. Maybe this energy has a color. Oh, what color would you give this energy? What do you see? What do you feel? How can you sense it? And slowly let the energy move up, further up your spine, the front of your torso, going up to your shoulders and into your arms and hands and fingers, filling you up, lighting you up with the color that you need right now. And further up it goes through your neck, into your headspace, your face, your skull is filled with this energy, relaxing every little muscle in your face. And as you relax into your seat even more, the energy starts flowing out of the top of your head, your crown chakra, and it is spreading around you. It is flowing around you, covering your space, protecting you. Filling the room you are in right now, clearing the energy as it fills the room. Anything that doesn't belong here is cleared by this energy. Anything that you wish to release today is cleared by this energy. Just feel it spreading and spreading, and if you like, let it go out of the room you're in. Let it go out of the space. Let it go out into your town, your surroundings, into nature. Just let the earth energy fill the space that you live in. And slowly pull it back in. Let it come back into your body from the outside into the room again and into your body through your crown chakra, going all the way down and down into the earth again. Where all the energy that is no longer serving you can be transformed into anything that it needs to be transformed into for the highest good. And slowly you can feel your feet again on the ground. You can feel every part of your body, your fingers, your hands, and start bringing awareness and movement into your body again. Slowly coming back into the space with your full awareness. And with a few deep breaths in and out, you're back in this space, and open your eyes again. Welcome back. Hi. Hi, May Ruth. So lovely to have you here with us.
Yes.
Yes. Hmm. How's everyone feeling after that? You're muted, Karen.
I do have to tell you, I do not see colors often, ever. Well, I can't say ever, but I work with some spirit guides, and my 3 M's, and I forgot his color. And it was just so, as soon as I saw that color come into my field, boom, Max appeared. So I'm very grateful for that, because I just knew that. I said, oh my God, Max. I knew the name, I knew the color. I haven't worked with him for a while. So it was just, wow. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing. That's lovely. That's a potent
Great.
experience there for you.
Yeah, it was wonderful.
Wow.
Yeah, that indigo blue. That's what
Mm.
I've done, radiating all the way up and out. So yeah, it was beautiful. Thank you.
Glad you enjoyed it. Marvin, how was it for you? Did you see colors? Or
Oh, no, didn't see colors, but it was so relaxing. I was so close. I feel complete. That's so.
okay. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Oh, Kasha, anything you would like to share?
Um, yeah, no, definitely it was very relaxing meditation. It's been a busy day because yesterday we had bank holiday in the UK. It's back to normal now, so it was lovely to sort of bring yourself back to to yourself, to your body. Take a few deep breaths and kind of recognize, yes, we've arrived, and we can now relax in the little circle. So yeah, that's been a really nice grounding meditation. Thank you.
Good. Okay. Glad you enjoyed it. Ruth, May Ruth, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. I said I have to come today. I had to split the difference between where I was and to get here. So
My
I did.
goodness. Wow.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you so much.
because it's so fun being here with all of um, my sisters all over the world. So
Yes, we are a global community here. It is.
Right.
Yeah, really, really lovely. I I too am quite honored that we are gathering from all parts of the of,
Hmm.
of the world. Yeah.
And it feels funny if we don't, it's like we have to bring this energy in at least once a month.
Yes, at least. Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. I was thinking about our discussion with we had during the full moon and around fixed signs. And I was thinking, how can we really tap into that energy this Taurus season? And really, because we had Aries, the season of planting those seeds of fresh ideas, new ideas, and planting the seeds in our mind, at least the ideas coming up, and maybe even already taking action in certain directions. But I feel that now with a Taurus season, the energy wants to be pulled down and start really becoming manifest and really inviting us to plant those seeds in the ground to really be grounded and come to bloom and fruition later on in the year. And I was thinking about how can we uh yeah, utilize this energy to really feel ourselves, the ideas coming. I'm probably making a complete mess of this, but the ideas coming down into our bodies, down into how do we actually really feel about them, and is it still something we want to go after? Is it something, or is it something that was just in our minds and it's time to let them pass for a while? Or is it something that really wants to be manifest? And a bit of, I feel that this season is a bit of discerning as well. And which is usually more the Virgo season kind of thing, but I feel that this time it's really honing into the ideas and the concepts that I want to follow, um, that really bring, yeah, a feeling of being grounded. Um, yeah, so what are your thoughts around that kind of thing?
I think you asked a really great question. I'm going to put this in view so I can see everybody. Gallery view. I think you asked a really great question in terms of how do you utilize, because Taurus, to my way of perceiving it, is build something. Like you said, Virgo is once you get it built, you can actually refine with the systems. But my feeling right now is take the Taurean energy and literally, as you mentioned, get it out of the head, because we still have Mercury in Aries, we got Mars in Aries, and that's sort of like, let me grab, get this, get this, get this. But then the Taurus energy says, okay, how are you going to take that and actually discern? Because Venus comes in and basically says to us, what is really, really valuable to you? You got all this stuff, But we know that if we go to build a structure, we got to have the four sides. A structure cannot, I guess they're three-legged stools, maybe, I suppose.
Well, a pyramid is a good structure as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yes, absolutely. But it's designed some way or other to anchor it. And
Mhm.
so I think that's what's happening with Taurus. And the question that came to me, you know, that's aligned with what you were saying, is what thing is calling to be built right now? And if you don't do it, if you don't literally take whatever this is and you keep pushing it aside, how is it going to affect every area of our lives individually? If we don't, right now, what Tara says, there's something that everybody has that needs attention and needs to be maybe built or rebuilt. I mean, it can be something we've already done,
Mhm.
but if we don't do it, what's going to happen over the next, let's say, the next months of shuttling this thing over in the corner? I've really had, that's been my major question. If I don't really attend to doing this, what's going to happen
Mhm.
on the physical, on the health, on the monetary,
Yeah.
on the social, whatever area of life? Something is going to be affected if we
Yeah.
don't take this energy right now. So
Yeah.
that's where I am.
Yeah. Yeah. That's exactly the question. Yeah. And I was also thinking and looking at the area in our charts where Taurus lives.
Right.
And what area does this
That's
house
right.
represent? Maybe even looking at where Venus is
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and what
And
planets
Venus
are.
is in Taurus too. You see,
Oh, she
Venus is
is.
in Taurus.
Okay, okay. I
Right.
completely.
Venus is in Taurus right now.
Okay.
So that is another really important piece of this, because we got the sun and then the moon, of course, is moving fast, but it's the lunar cycle. But
Mhm.
Venus is in Taurus in her
Mhm.
own sign.
Mhm.
So our values, we're being, both individually and globally, everywhere we look, we're being asked to really say what we value in our lives right now.
Mhm.
I think that's what Taurus really is.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Which brings me now to the tarot card that's associated with Taurus. That's the Hierophant, if I'm correct. And as you just said, re-evaluating our own values as well. How am I,
Big time.
how am I living my life? Is it on my own terms? Is there something I need to change because it's not working for me anymore? Does my body need support in any
Absolutely.
way at all? And what is the Hierophant saying as well? Am I living according to my own beliefs? Or am I
That's a major question.
still living on the outside, too much maybe pressure, too much influence coming in, how I should be living or doing certain things. And that's something I'm currently also evaluating. And really, what does on the physical plate, what does my physical body actually need right now during this season and beyond, obviously? What habits can I bring into my life that will serve me later on? So the seeds that I'm
There
planting.
are two signs that actually deal with this whole thing of, because you really put your finger on the health. Our health is it's like a mirror. Our actual body is like a mirror of how we are conceiving of our lives from the inside out. Our soul, spiritual, mental, emotional, psychological is being shown in terms of the body. And if we have, say, major pains somewhere in the body, it's like, okay, This is a wake-up call. I'm knocking on the door. And let's see, there's one other thing I wanted to say. With Venus, she is also it went right out. It'll have to come back. I had I had two things that went at the same time. I'll be back. And one of those.
Yep, I know. That can
Yeah,
happen.
it'll come back.
Yeah, yeah. And as you were also saying before, May the Ruth is the maybe even the financial side of things, the substance we live off, really. What healing does that need right now?
Right.
Maybe.
Right, absolutely.
What attention does it need right now? And yeah, so these are all the topics and ideas and questions I'm asking myself right now. So yeah. Anyone else would you like to chip in? What
I
are your
like that.
thoughts?
Chip in.
I can
So,
definitely relate. Oh, sorry, Karen, go on.
oh no, go ahead, go ahead, go
Okay.
ahead. I listen.
Okay. Yeah, no, definitely can relate to like people mentioned health before and reevaluating. Definitely the sort of physical, mental, emotional makeup. So like putting the body and what air we're breathing and kind of this kind of reverence with communing with nature is very for me it's very I can relate to this because um I've done some like recent energy healing work with a therapist, and I actually signed up for a honey healing course myself on the 1st of June. I'm really drawn to that, and I've done a lot of like crystal healing and even like journaling, and like obviously I think Taurus is all about like aesthetics and pretty pictures and things like that, which like never happened to me before. So it must be something in the air, a kind of expression, and it's a lot going on right now. And with regards to like Alexandra said, is that really that Taurus? Sorry, that Hierophant or Hierophant card. Is that really serving me? Am I living on my own terms, or is it because somebody has told me it's going to be good for me? That sort of thing. Being my own authority, listening to the body, definitely taking like I can relate to like like yes, tick, 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 all of it, all of the above and more. It's very, very elevated for me right now because my natal Venus is in Taurus, and so is my Mars, and they are in very close conjunction. I think less than maybe 1 degree. So and I've got Mercury in Taurus as well. And they are all like, I think Venus, Mars on the 8th, and my Mercury has managed to move to the 9th house. But they are very close these personal planets very close to one another. And things like I'm even thinking of signing up for astrology course and things like that. So it's really calling me, like this what's really in a big way. It's shaking me up, but also the Karen mentioned decluttering. It's big for me because I have a sense I've been resisting that. And I think my Saturn is telling me now you have to. I'm somehow having trouble with like my morning like routine and and being quite regimented with things, the way I do things. So I think it's asking me to look at. And I don't think it's going to be a quick thing for me, as in like clearing up the cupboard and it's all going to shift. Although it might do like on a certain level. I think for me it's more than that. It will be, I just feel like it's a bigger, because I feel like frustrations and resistance in a lot of area, like daily tasks, daily areas of your life, routines, like taking care of yourself, health. There's been somebody mentioned bodies, your body send you signals in a big way, and if you ignore those little nudges, hey, I'm trying to talk to you, then obviously you get ill, right? So and I've had this, and my husband had some challenges, so it's interesting. So because we're mirrors, right? So I think it's like I'm rambling now, but what I'm trying to say, it's like a lot of these things that everybody mentioned is like a bit of my life as well at the same time. So it's interesting. Yeah, I can definitely relate.
Yeah, I think you're
Oh,
like,
I know what I was going to say. With the moon being in Taurus, it's in what's called an exalted position,
Right.
and
Super.
both the moon and Cancer, this Taurus and Cancer, are two of the signs that impress me as being total self-care. That's what I was going to say. These two are the ones that say do the best that you can to really carve out consciously. See, that's the difference. Because right now we can either go into default position, and that's the Hierophant. To some extent, that's the Hierophant card. We have been told stuff over time, and so we go into default position, but this is no time for us to be in default. We have to consciously ask ourselves, where am I? What is it that's calling me? And as a result, it's important for me to do this because this occurred to me too, that there is somebody waiting for whatever it is that I'm going to be offering, or whatever you're going to be offering. However you are, your change is going to be, you're going to tell somebody else about that, and they're going to say, oh, that's just what I needed. And so that's why this is really important now with the Taurean energy of building something. And it's really interesting that the moon is really, moon and Venus are talking to each other because um, of that exalted position of the moon.
yeah, I like that. Self-care, capital letters.
Yes, in big
Yeah.
letters.
So Ruth, it really kind of hit home with me. Some of those things you were saying, like some of what you've been pushing to the side is really coming to the front. So geez, my husband and I have a small business, and I have actually paid for a website. They have it ready. I just haven't done my part since January. Don't want to, didn't want to. And it was so funny. Yesterday, I contacted him, told him I had most of the writing done. I lied and said I had the pictures done and the descriptions done. I don't have that done yet. But I thought, well, if I put a deadline here on me, I will move and act. And it just, oh, I loved hearing that now is the time. It's been weighing on my head. Oh, I mean, come on. This would benefit us so much in the future if I get this done, and it's not that difficult. I didn't build it, didn't do anything like that. I just have to do the writing and it's easy peasy. And boy, I have resisted and resisted and resisted. So thank you for I really planned. He said we'll meet later this week. I was going to push it off again until next week, but now, boy, thank you. That what you said really, really supported, really helped me God, I gotta move on this. It's time, it's bedtime. So
There's one thing I want you to do, Karen, and this goes with what you're saying. I'm sure you all have, from Gestalt psychology. Have you ever done that? The two-chair technique, where you are you, and then whatever it is that you need to speak to is in the other chair. In this
okay.
case, I'm going to suggest, don't push away the resistance. We all have that resistance, and there's a reason that that part of us is here. So maybe when you have time, get your two chairs, you or you, and then, I mean, you have to hop back and forth because you've got to be both parts of yourself, obviously.
Right, I understand that.
And
yeah.
then you do your best to go, and you are going to speak as that part that has been saying, no, I don't want to do this. Because we have to give acknowledgement to that part of ourselves that is afraid, that is scared, that is resisting. That is energy in life, and it's necessary to give acknowledgement to it. We can't push it away because it has keys to how to help us to get the thing done.
Okay.
But we really have to fully pull out, converse with it. So don't push that part away. Don't push it
Okay.
under the rug, because if you do, that feeling that is associated with why you're pushing it away is still going to be there. So it's really important to go over there and say, I just didn't feel, I've been scared to see this or whatever it is. I'm not saying, that's
Right. I
what's going
understand.
on.
I understand.
I'm
I
just,
mean, it was the
but
same type of feeling I had. I went out last week and I did some into the community. There was a Tai Chi day, and I went and I did readings. I have never, I've done it a few times, but just to go out and do free readings with people. Oh my God, it was wonderful. And I was empowered. I empowered people. It was great. Yeah, and I've been afraid, I've been resisting. I just didn't think, but yeah, it was great. And I did some little crystal, Reiki sessions, this like that. It was just a wonderful time. So, and I
So talk to
resisted
that
it
part
for,
and get that because you in your own spirit knows better than anybody else. When you're talking to you, you'll and call your guide in. Call your guide
right,
that you
right,
get
right.
with the indigo. Call your guide in to say, hey, could you come over here and help out a little bit so that I can understand this.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Ruth. I will try that. Absolutely. So,
Nice technique. Yeah. I
yeah.
can relate to that, by the way, Karen. I'm I have to admit I don't like routines. I don't like to be bored, but of course in every life there are routines and things which are boring. You have to do them anyway.
See,
And
oh no, I like routines. I
yeah,
do.
okay, I don't. I like to solve problems. I like challenges.
Yeah, I do too, but I also like I feel because I had a lot of anxiety for years, so I
Yeah, no, no, no,
feel
no.
comfort in routines. It keeps me, I have all these little routines that I get up in the morning and I do every day and da 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 da. I like that. But I also don't I like to do nothing, or I don't, I don't like a routine too.
I got it. What I wanted to say is like with the boredom, there comes always some frustration and resistance. And I accepted, I think, mid-February that things are like they are. They are part of the job I don't like. I have to do them anyway. And
Right.
I think it pays off right now because I do the things, I do them like they come. It doesn't cost as much energy as before. And I have time for night things now and energy for night things.
Uh,
But I
I
like the
do get
technique.
real
I will
resistant.
try it. I will try
Yeah.
it.
Just
Let
this
me
whole
let me
month
give
is
you a little.
about
Oh, go ahead,
self-care.
Karen. Go
No,
ahead.
this whole month about self-care, and I'm real resistant. I absolutely know how to eat all the time. I'm resistant to really cooking that meal to take care of myself. I don't want to do that. I'm real resistant to doing stuff like that. So this is a real good time to ask myself those questions as to why. This whole Tarian season is about nurturing self-care. So
Yeah. I think what has helped me over the past weeks actually is asking myself the question every day, what do I need today? What will help me today?
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And usually I just want to say, I don't want to do anything. That's what will help me, but that's not the truth. That's not the truth.
That's the easy answer.
Sometimes
I
it
know.
is, though. Sometimes it is.
Sometimes it is. You're
Yes.
right.
And
Sometimes it
I've
is, but
been embracing those times as well. So, yeah.
yeah.
What I was going to say, I was going to give you a little example of how I've begun to accept the parts that are scary. I think I mentioned that I've been doing a lot of music, you know, and being in a band, which is to some extent a new experience because I'm around all of these other people. And the thing that comes up, uh, and I don't know if you have it, but it can be in any particular area of life where you go, what will other people think?
Oh,
That's the biggie. And so one of the things that I made a decision to do is that my improvisation, because improvisation is a form of having what you've learned, but at the same time being able to share it and express it in the moment. Well, I don't know if I mentioned this to you before that I have because we have a concert coming up at the end of May. And I've been working on this one composition that is really it's accelerated in tempo. But I had one evening as we were rehearsing, I had to do my solo, and it's quite long. And suddenly I had the image, and I think I've mentioned this to you before, or maybe not. I had the image of myself as a little kid trying to ride this two-wheel bicycle, you know, with those little training wheels. And all of a sudden, as I was going like this image came of me falling into the weeds, and the wheels are going around like this. It's like in that moment that you know, there's the horns and there's everybody, and I'm trying to scramble to come up with something. But I got this image of myself with my wheels going around and around. And you know, in that moment, what happened, I said, I'm going to let it be okay. I'm going to let it, everybody can think whatever they want, but I'm going to let it be okay. And that image has become very meaningful because it says, I can only do what I'm doing right now. And I don't have to, I can't get into other people's heads in terms of whatever they're thinking or not thinking. So that's really important when doing this particular time, because that means we have to release things. This is a new moon, but and during the full moon we talk about releasing stuff. But I think that releasing continues with the new moon because there's
yes.
residual stuff that's left. So
Sure.
I'm just sharing that as an example of every time I start saying, well, you know, I'm scared and what would this one be like? What would they think? I see myself with my wheels going around and I'm turned over in the weeds. I do it a little less, but I still fall in the weeds.
I always fell into the nettles and got really
Oh, the
frustrated.
nettles.
I think I got so
The swinging
frustrated that I
nettle.
threw my bike away. I'm not doing this again.
Well, this is symbolic, you know, since you know, this is my
I
symbolic
know,
weeds
I know,
that I'm
but I
falling
have
in.
to,
But it still feels the same, you know.
yeah,
It's like, yeah.
I
Uh-huh.
have to think of that situation in my childhood. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
new bike and always falling into the weeds and the nettles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
I'm by your side. I feel you. I feel you. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah. Anything else we want to put into this discussion pot, or shall we move on to cards and
And
stones?
maybe if I'm allowed to
Of
read from
course.
the book.
Yes. Yeah.
Maybe you know it. The Four Agreements.
Hmm.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I think it helped me a lot in the past because it's so simple and so easy and
Yes.
so encouraging.
Yeah. Yeah. I read it last year.
Yeah, you read last year, and
Oh,
Yeah.
I remember the book when you came up with your childhood memory, how to handle the bicycle. So yeah,
Yeah,
you can do as yeah when you have a day with 80%, then you can just give 80%
Yeah.
maximum.
that's okay. That's
Yeah.
That's it,
good. Yeah.
And it's okay.
and it's okay.
Mhm.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm going to think about that too. Hey, if I got 65%, I'll take
Yeah.
that today.
It's
I
okay.
take it. I take
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I go with the energy, and
Mhm.
I lead a team, and we have a little meeting, maybe sometimes 5 minutes a day. Sometimes it's an hour, and one of my questions always is, "How are you today?" I want to see how much energy is in the room and what I can expect to team to deal with today.
Mhm.
I cannot expect 400% when two of the people have 50% of the day.
Right.
It's not working. It's not working for no one.
Mhm.
Mhm.
That's great.
That's
Yeah.
great, Maren.
Well, I want a boss like you. Because believe
No,
me, even when you only want to give 20, they still expect 120 here in America.
no. That's
So
not working. That's not working. But actually, sometimes, I can be bossy sometimes, and sometimes the situation is
well,
no matter what, we have to do 200% today, no matter what. Tomorrow you can sleep, but today I expect you to do everything what's possible.
okay.
Happens also, Karen. Happens also.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, but I think it's important to realize how much energy is in the room.
Yes.
If it's my energy or the energy of my partner or my co-workers.
I think my husband always have like 120% always.
Mm.
He, I mean, once in a
No, Karen.
while he doesn't. Oh my gosh, he does. He just is. He could work at home 6 hours every day and just do it. Just needs to be done. I'll do it. Me, I think I work so much all my years up until retirement. I mean, I work 78 hours a week for most of my life that I just don't want to give anymore like that. I did,
Understandable.
I just, now I don't want to do that anymore. My husband just likes to be busy, likes to be productive, and that's great. It is good. It's really nice around my house. It's good. So, yeah. But
Yeah. So thank you for this lovely and lively discussion. I feel actually a little bit more grounded in my questions to myself. So yeah, this has been really helpful. And Marlon, thank you again for the 4 agreements, because those, yeah, the percentages is a good compass, a good starting point for every day, actually. And the question, what do I need, is probably really related to how much energy do I actually have. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Karen, do you have anything for us?
I have stones.
You have
I have
stones.
cards. So I have stones and cards. What's first for you?
Do the stones.
Okay. So I have 2 stones. And it's interesting that I was just kind of boom, and they just popped into my head today. So both of them are green. They're both earth stones, earth elemental stones. And it's interesting, even though they're of a different, variety, they both have a similar meaning. So this one is epidote. And
Mm.
epidote, it's actually the greenstone. It is in matrix. I only have one, so that's all that I can show you. So I would suggest, maybe going online, looking at a photo, looking at a picture. But epidote reminds us that there is plenty for everyone. It's include like good health, good income, unconditional love. It assures us that all of our basic needs will be met. And I think the Taurian energy is also about our mission on this earth, this physical body. I think it's about that and Epido is here to support us in it's really injects that optimism and brings to the mind that there is no scarcity. I think it might be really nice also to, possibly during this moon, if you do have any wounds around money, scarcity wounds, especially maybe exploring that, Epido would certainly help you to kind of connect in with some of those modes that don't of your physical existence that don't really work, and help you to release some of that, work with that, recognize it. It'll support you. So I also have African green garnet. Now, most garnets are usually just, this is an almandine garnet. That's what we mostly know. It's the more common one that people connect to the root chakra and everything. This one is African green garnet. It is that nice green color. I don't know if you can see it, but I'll post it on the website. And this is a prosperity stone. And it really heals all limitations on the physical level. So it's really interesting that both of those kind of came to me, and I didn't really, I said, well, I'm going to have to look up and remember what those are about. So it's really a wonderful stone to connect in and really perceive the true abundance that exists. So, and it reveals the true abundance that Mother Earth really provides to us. So 2 stones today are Epidote and African green garnet. I don't know if you'll have either one of those. If you don't, God, moss agate might be a really good stone. Any kind of, I don't know about green stone per se, because a lot of the green stones are heart stones or heart chakra, but any kind of, asking you to I'm connect in with the abundant, even pyrite might do, chalcopyrite, anything that kind of connects into that abundant nature that surrounds us is what I would suggest using. In the next few days, this next week, next couple weeks, connecting in with the green. Those are my choices today. So,
Thanks for sharing. I like
sure.
those green stones.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I found it was, gosh, probably when I first began working with stones, I would look up my desires, prosperity. So I went into the books and I found stones that were good for prosperity. That's how I first thought I was supposed to work with a stone. I definitely don't do that anymore. Well, I can't say I don't, but no, I don't. No, I don't. I just look at my little, I just look at all my stones and see what pops is how I do it now. But that's how I first did it, was find those stones, and, I build a grid, I do all those things, and really connect into what I thought was the properties of the stone. Now I've kind of discovered that less is more sometimes, especially if you don't have a lot of, if you don't really work with stones a lot. Sometimes if you use a lot of stones at one time, it really confuses the energy. I know people that just used to stick them all in their bras here, there, have 20 stones and then not feel good. And, there's sometimes we really have resistance, and sometimes we get symptoms from stones. So for me, especially if you're new to stones, less is more. Try working with one at a time. That will really help give you some clarity, really, as to how that stone reacts with your frequency. And that's what I suggest anyway.
Thank you. Thank you for that. And yeah, I can really relate to. I can only concentrate on one, maximum 2 stones at a time. And I tend to have them for longer periods of time as well.
And I agree. That is really nice. And sometimes it's really good to work with some of those earth stones, like for a month at a time. I mean, not necessarily like one a week, a different one, and then maybe shift into a different type, like a water stone, or that's what I would suggest, more so than just jumping back and forth all over the place. Definitely, especially if you're new to stones.
Yeah, thank you for that. Yeah, so you have cards for us as well.
I do.
For the collective.
So I took me a bit to choose some cards. Did anybody else have cards first that they want to share
I
for today, for the collective? This is for the collective.
I still have to pull.
Okay. So I am using, because the Taurian is all, Taurus energy, and Taurus is all about our physical. I'm using the Energy Archaeology by Ashley Stinson. And this is where she goes in and really connects with your body. So I pulled an oracle card, and surrender, false ribs is a beautiful picture here. Of course, it's beautiful green. And I'm going to have to read a little bit about the false ribs. They're named that because they don't directly attach to the sternum. They're in the front of the body, and they're joined to the seventh rib by costal cartilage. So these ribs originate at the thoracic vertebrae, T8, T9, T10, and each has a true head, neck, and shaft. And here is, I'm going to read. It says, surrender is a choice you can freely make when you trust that you are supported and are willing to receive that support and protection. I thought that was really beautiful, that connecting with the support, just being able to receive support. Many of us think that we have to do everything on our own. So, that it, or I do it the best, so I don't want anybody else to do it. I mean, I remember that thinking that sometimes. So, being able to not only give support, but receive support. And I thought that was a beautiful card. And this is, earth elemental. Earth element of the rib cage, always grounded in what you feel is true at your core. If you believe you're supported, their natural inclination is to open. If you believe you're unsupported or unprotected, the energy will repress and lock in the rear of these ribs. Their connection to your nervous system should not be taken lightly, because the energetic conversation between the two is visceral. So I thought that was a beautiful card.
Mm-hmm.
Surrender. So,
Thank you. Wow. Beautiful.
yeah, it is. I haven't used these cards for a long time because I couldn't find the book. And, the book was in my cleaning the other day. There the book was, right there. So I also, because I was thinking green today, the Cosmovision Oracle by, I guess this is by James Eade. I guess I used
Yes,
two
it is.
Oracle decks, James R. Eads, and no, this is a tarot deck.
It's a tarot deck, but with a twist.
Yes. So I chose for the collective the Maze, which is the Temperance card.
Interesting.
I'm going to have to also connect in a little bit with this. It's talking all about compromise and expectations. So in this maze, there are certain doors that call us. And you have the ability to walk through them, and your expectations might not be exactly what, might be different than what is the reality. And, but you're you're going through those doors. You're not just pushing aside, just like, or pushing aside those doors and never getting out of the maze. You're walking through and realizing that, everything is cyclical. I also see that cyclical spiral in the middle. So I thought that was kind of interesting. The maze. The
Is
maze
this a
and surrender.
tarot deck? What? Hold the box.
This is he did Cosmo. What is
Yeah,
it?
because I have a Cosmovision. I have his other deck.
Yeah.
Right. I have both decks, right? This one's
Okay.
Cosmovision's Oracle.
Oh,
And
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they look similar because he does a dark. His things are
Dark
dark
blue.
kind.
Dark blue,
Yeah.
right.
Well, the
Yeah.
whole thing is kind of a dark deck. That's how I
Yes,
find
it
it.
is. And this one kind of is dark as well. It's got, instead of the blue background, it's got a green, and it also lays out to form a picture, just like the other one does. Yeah. But it also is kind of a dark deck.
Yes.
What 13 is called instead of death, it's called past lives.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what? I haven't used this one. I think I used it in the beginning when it first came out, and I haven't even seen it for a while. So,
Same
and
here. I haven't used it in a while.
right, Four of Lotuses.
But it's a
Those
lovely deck.
different. Yeah, those are different suits. Lotus, I would imagine, would be the cups.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the spirit plane. So yeah, there's definitely a twist to the spirit plane instead of the chariot. So
Right.
that's kind of neat. That almost looks like, to me, a spider web. So yeah, it's I thought, oh, these are pretty cool,
Did
actually.
he do the book, Karen? Because
I
a
mean, there's
lady, the author, he had somebody author the book. Is it the same?
this is written by James Eade. So this
But
little book here I have written by James R. Eade. So maybe I'd have to look at the first one.
the first deck had a lady who
Okay.
wrote the,
Yeah, I have it, but I'd have to look at it. So
yeah, okay, so that's his second deck right there.
yes.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. So
I think the second deck was the first one in black and white.
I'm thinking, and am I thinking
It's a
of
it's a purple box. Yeah.
okay, because I have a blue box.
Mm-hmm. So
I'm thinking of I'm also thinking of the El Goliath, and that was all black and white. That I was going to use that today, but it's called to the green. So
yeah. Yeah, thanks
anyway,
for bringing that up again, that deck. Yeah.
yeah, haven't seen it for a while, so
Yeah, so I pulled a card as well for us for the collective, and it is goat.
goat. And
Yes.
what is the deck?
That is Season of the Witch,
Okay.
Beltane.
mhm.
Yes.
Okay.
And it says, fearless I am in the path I choose, for I never been led astray, always finding my way. And I think that goes
Ooh.
really well with the discussion that we were having before. And evaluating, are we still on our own path? Are we living according to our own path, or is it something that's being dictated from outside? And I like that there's this full moon actually going on here. And as we had in earlier sessions, especially the full moon sessions, what needs light at the moment? What needs to be, where do I need to shine a light on to really uncover what's going on? And I like that he's got a third eye, so connect to your intuition as well, to really be clear on your own path here. Yeah.
And that really goes good with the maze,
It really does.
yeah,
Yes,
really good
absolutely.
with the
Let me
maze.
just see a keyword. Oh, okay, here we go. Confidence and sure-footedness. Yeah, so I like that.
As you were talking, I decided to pull a card, and
Okay.
I decided to use the Black Moon Lilith, and I think
Mhm.
it goes right with what yours and with Karen's. What I received was Black Moon Lilith in Aquarius. Honor your individuality, and I think that really speaks to where we, particularly when you had the Hierophant card today.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let me see it.
Mhm.
Wonderful.
Yes.
That's
Yeah, and I think, yes, that one, this, we really need this for the collective with all, Pluto going into Aquarius. We're going to be hard pressed to see ourselves with all the stuff going on. So I think this is all of these are important.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that.
okay.
Anyone else would like to
I
share?
put
For the collective.
Yeah, we've already
Go
I
on,
pulled
Kasia.
the Ace of Cups, which is potential, which is like this nice cup of chocolate, whatever. Do you feel that in your heart? That's potential, dear. Just quite nice to pull on the new moon or before.
Yeah.
And also,
And what is the deck?
oh, is that Cozy Witch Tarot deck? Um,
Okay.
by
Okay.
Lovelace. It's quite affordable, actually. It's mass market. And then I pulled like a oracle card just because they're so cute, and it's past self and connecting with what was. And you can see there's a person with a with a child. So it speaks about kind of that connection to your inner child and talking to him, them about like how you can support them throughout what's happening. And I was just having a quick look in the book because that's a really nice little insightful booklet about healing. And it said something about, there is always time to connect with your little one, and always time to tell them, you will take care of them, and just tell them how old you are now. And it is quite like a nice step-by-step process. So I might do that, spend some time journaling, because there's lots of creative prompts in that little book about healing. So yeah, I thought that was very, very nice and potent for the new moon.
Yes. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
Nalan, do you have a card for us for the
Yeah,
collective?
I also pulled a card while you were talking. I have the Your Wise Animal Body Oracle deck by Serpent Fire, and I pulled maybe a few words about the deck. It's actually designed by a neurodiverse person, and the idea is to offer some tools to ground, to reflect, and what we discussed, what do I need?
Mhm.
And I pulled the card C.
Mm.
Oh.
And the mantra or says, I don't simply look, I see with my whole being.
Wow. That's lovely. Thank you. Thank you all for sharing the cards and the
Yeah.
stone, Karen. I think we have a lot of inspiration for this new moon phase here. And yeah, let me go back to. So thank you everyone for being here with us. We're going to close the official part of the session now. And yeah, so let me just check. I wanted to do this earlier, but obviously I forgot. The next session will be.
I was going to say the full moon is on May 23rd, and that will be the next session for me, which is Thursday, May 23rd.
Oh, great.
And new moon,
New moon is on the 6th of June.
Sure is.
okay.
In Gemini.
Absolutely. So, thank you everyone for being here and for watching the replay, and we look forward to connecting soon again. And yeah, bye for now.